Friends from the Moose Lodge joining us here this morning. We've got Susan and Randy with us. Good morning. Good to see you this morning.
Good morning.
Morning.
Oh, boy, there's a lot going on. Susan, on the Moose side and the Women of the Moose, where would you like to start this morning?
I guess since this is our first appearance in a few years, I sent you our calendar for Women of the Moose and the Moose Lodge itself. We do a breakfast buffet open to the public that I'd like the community to be aware of. First and third Sundays of the month, need not be a member. It's always a great breakfast. We have some advertising out on it, but $10 a person, all you can eat, includes coffee, milk, juice, eggs, sausage, gravy, and biscuits. I mean, a very large buffet, very good. Always first and third Sunday if you need a breakfast spot. Sunday's a hard day sometimes.
Yeah. Well, we've talked before, Susan, just the cost of eggs, that's well worth it right there.
There you go. Although I guess I've learned that liquid egg is holding its price.
Okay.
So we're lucky on our scrambled eggs.
Yeah. So there's really a lot to, I see wing night on there. And boy, this
Right. Every Wednesday is wing night. I'll just do our calendar. Thursdays it's taco night. And usually some other added special with it, but you can always get your tacos, taco pizza on that night. Friday night is always fish, steaks. They change up some other seafood specials. We have a seafood platter. We really have an excellent kitchen at the Moose Lodge, 7 days a week. That alone, like the Army runs on their stomach, so does the Moose. So good reason if you're not a member to to reach out to us. We always can use more members.
Noon to 9.
Noon to 9 for the kitchen hours.
Randy, I'm sure that's a question you get all the time. Like, what's it take to become a member of the Moose?
Really, an application and a sponsor. So a current member would have to sponsor you. You can fill out an application. They're available at our lodge, and with most of the officers have them. Actually, you can apply online now too. They have on our website. You can fill out the application and do it directly with Moose Heart. Our current dues are $45 for the year for the membership dues, and we also first time, if you do it in-house, there is a $20 application fee originally. If you do it online, you can save that $20.
Okay. So they just...
So online, I believe you do need a sponsor also. Mm-hmm. But, you can just find a Moose member. If you're not sure, you can come in and try it out. You're allowed to come in a couple times and be signed in. On the third time you come in, you're expected to join. So, and we have I also had the membership retention committee this year, and we have meeting tonight. So we're going to be rolling out possibly a membership program. There's been talk of possibly waiving that app fee for the month of March. Our Moose year ends April 30th, so the last 2 months of the year, we do try to do a big membership drive.
Is it certain times of the month that you're accepting new members? Or, I mean, if somebody came in on a Tuesday...
It's daily.
Okay.
Yeah, any day. It's tied in. You have to wait to be approved through a meeting. The lodge meetings are the first and third Tuesday nights of the month. So just depending on when your application falls, you'll be approved at the next coming meeting.
Okay, that's great.
Our dues are structured so they're annual. So if you join, for instance, in March, your dues are not due until next March again. Where a lot of the service organizations, everybody's dues expire at the same time, and it's advantageous to join at certain times of the year. We're not that way, so it's annual, and your dues will always be due in the month that you joined.
That's great. And later we can talk about what the Moose does for the community, but I know a lot of people that really enjoy the food and the atmosphere, and they'll drop kids off at sports, come over, get something to eat, hang out, and then it's just a great place to go, and there's a lot happening. But again, we can get into the community aspect here in just a little bit, because there's a lot of other things going on.
Right. It is, when you were saying with kids, I thought we are a family center. Mm-hmm. We do have a kids room. My grandchildren enjoy that. They're I think they have like a chalkboard, whiteboard, and some toys and things. So there is it is
Something
family.
to keep them amused.
Yeah, and we are a non-smoking facility. That is Moose nationwide.
Okay.
If you still partake of cigarettes, we have an outdoor, beautiful patio area. I don't smoke, but I like to go out there in the summertime. There's umbrella tables, but there is a heated smoking building, and it, has televisions out there and
wow.
heat. So year round, we keep the inside of the facility non-smoking.
That's
So
fantastic.
That's a plus.
Okay. Any other questions that you get from any prospective members? Because I think that comes up. I think menu stuff, but you can find that online. So.
Right. The menu things are online. The common thing, I guess, is with a spouse situation. A person's spouse can come in unlimited. Like if just one person in the couple would want to join, then a spouse is unlimited. But kind of anybody else you're expected to join.
Yeah. So when they're going through the membership process and they get a sponsor, they're handed that information to kind of go through, or
we have an orientation a couple
Okay.
times a year. So we send an invite out and bring everybody in, usually provide a lunch or a light meal, give them the whole rundown of our, rules and policies and I don't know, you run those orientations.
Again, it's a film about our origin as far as Moose, how far back the actual organization goes. And it tells them what our main objectives, of course, our two big charities that we donate to are Moose Heart, which is our child city west of Chicago. And we house on a campus there children from babies all the way up to seniors in high school.
Wow. And
it's completely paid for by us. And we have a graduation rate of about, I think, 94%. The kids, it's just really amazing. Probably about 90% of those go on to higher education too, or sometimes the armed services, things like that. But they really turn out some good kids there, and they're usually underprivileged kids that probably would have ended up maybe on the streets or whatever. And the parents, if they're one-parent families or maybe they're drug addicted or something, and they send them to our school and they take care of them. We have in-house counselors that live right there with the children and teach them. And then the other one is, of course, our Moose Haven, which is our retirement center down in Florida. And we just recently had a member where his wife had passed away a few years ago, and they had planned to go to Moose Haven in their retirement, and she passed away, unfortunately. And he came to me and asked me if I'd help him get into Moose Haven. So we sat and filled out some things, and he just wrote us a letter and said, "This is a wonderful place. I just love it down here, and thank you so much." He thanked me about 5 times, for helping him get in down there.
It's a great senior living. It's not a nursing. I mean, there is critical care facility on site, but there's independent homes. They have activities, and basically 15 years of continuous service in the Moose. You could retire at Moose Haven for the rest of your days and have everything completely taken care of.
Oh, wow.
It's a great benefit of Moose membership. So
They have 2 options. You can, for instance, if you just don't want to have to pay anything, you pretty much turn over your assets, okay? And they'll take care of you the rest of your life.
Wow.
Or if you want to do it on a pay-to-go basis, you don't have to turn over your assets. Then you get a monthly bill for rent and all the things and stuff. But there's 2 different ways that you can go to Moose Haven.
And again, that would be something. If you've been a member and that's something of interest, that's where you would have a conversation with you and have that.
Right.
Okay. Some other big events coming up. You have a gun raffle.
yes,
Just
Yeah,
a
we
couple
do.
weeks
our
away.
first ever, first annual.
Now this is March 15th. What's involved there? Do you have to be a member, or can the other
This is open to the public. Again, tickets are $10. We're starting with 13 guns that are on the ticket. We will add guns, if, depending on ticket sales. So again, for every, I think 75 over our goal, we're going to add another gun. Our local Hoppies sporting goods store is helping us out with this. They're providing the guns. They will not be on site, but if you win a gun, you go down to Hoppies and they'll take care of registering it and get you going. But
It does include some food and beverages, like a picnic, like a picnic
we have
style
limited
dinner.
seating, so on the tickets you'll see the first 200 people will be seated. That's been the one stickler, I guess, with us being, this being our first annual gun raffle, that we don't maybe have the seating that some of the places do and stuff. So
no one under 18, but as you said, doors open at 6, drawing starts at 6:30, limited seating, so first come, first serve in that regard. And food, beverage provided. So it sounds like it's going to be a fun
And
night.
if the weather's cooperative, we have that outdoor area, so if we get some of this nice 50 or 60 degree weather in the next couple weeks, that might expand the capacity.
would be nice. But
Would be nice. I'm not going to hold my breath, but
Now, do they just show up and get tickets, or should they get them in advance?
should get them in advance.
Yes.
Okay.
there's
Right.
several locations. Titusville Market Square.
Ah,
I think they're at Hoppies, maybe Morrison's. I saw them out at
Rustic
Rustic
Inn.
Inn, Ed Burns Tire Sales. I saw some on the counter out
Okay.
there.
And most of us officers are
And
carrying
if
them.
you'd like a ticket, I have them in my pocket,
there
Luke.
you go. So get your tickets.
Get your tickets.
Again, these things are so successful. Get them in advance. That way you're not worried about it. And get there a little bit ahead of time. Just make sure you get a good seat.
Yep.
So.
And need not be present to win either. I know I've seen some other raffles that had tighter seating than us, so it seemed to work out. I think we'll be okay. I think everybody's alarmed at that 200, but I think we'll be all right.
Okay.
We're gonna do, since it's annual, we're looking into outdoor venues for the next one so that we can expand that seating.
This is pretty much just a pilot for us.
Live
You
and
say
learn.
that, it'll be so successful, and that's good stuff. All right, let's do this real quick. You're watching The Morning Drill on Stream TV and on the Armstrong Neighborhood Channel. We got Susan and Randy with us here this morning, representing the Titusville Moose Lodge, and there's so much happening, including pancakes and more coming up, right?
Yep, that's on the 16th, through May, third Sunday of the month, and that is sponsored by Women of the Moose. And we probably will not be on in time in April, but the April 6th will be the next, they're called the Moose Legionnaires. That's the men's subgroup of the Moose Lodge. So they run the first breakfast of the month, and they have a little bit, we all have pretty much the same amount of items. They don't do pancakes, but they do cream chip beef. So, and we all do
We
sausage
do
gravy
French
now.
toast.
Yeah, French toast sticks. We both do French toast sticks. And we've added last month a test pilot of blueberry pancakes. I need to add that to the advertising.
yeah.
We're going to go with
gotta
some
come down and try
plain
those.
and blueberry. There will be blueberry pancakes at the next breakfast. So
Oh, that's great.
some fun things for women. We have meat raffles every Wednesday night that are very popular. If you get on our Facebook page, each group of the Moose, there's kind of subgroups. The Lodge takes a week. The Moose Legionnaires, the Women of the Moose. We have a Moose Riders group. If you're into motorcycling, or even if you have an antique car or anything, you don't have to have a motorcycle to be in the Moose Riders. They do a lot of great things. Their main program is they annually support Toys for Tots. They do a big run and donation for Toys for Tots. So a lot going on there.
Maybe you can talk a little bit about just that community connection, because there's so much, community involvement. How important is it for the Moose, for the members, and the community, just to know what the Moose supports?
Yeah, it's real. Our two big programs Randy can talk about, and then I'll talk about some Women of the Moose
Yeah,
stuff.
we have one basically in the spring and one in the fall. In the springtime, we do scholarships for area seniors. This last year, we gave away 27 $1,000 scholarships to Titusville and Maplewoods seniors.
Wow.
And then usually in the fall, we We contribute to all the area fire departments and ambulance service and our local police department. This last year, that totaled $34,000 that we donated to the ambulance services and fire departments.
And obviously, there is a huge need for those folks, and they're struggling to find volunteers and struggling to, purchase equipment, and that is extremely helpful for these organizations, isn't it?
Yeah, even I know the one ambulance service sent us a thank you, and they said, the furniture we have in our place was rickety and stuff, and we just bought all new furniture with your contribution. Thank you, so much. So even little detailed things like that, it helps out when they get a check from us.
Even kids going to school, just needing the cost of education today, and just a little bit goes such a long way, and in this case, a lot of money goes a long way too. So,
yeah.
And speaking of school kids, the Women of the Moose have a community program. We've called it over the years Community Chest. So if there is a student in school, the guidance office contacts us. The students are anonymous, but they might say, we need a couple coat size, this and that, or boots, and they contact the Women of the Moose. They might need cases of Kleenex for the winter. So we supply this community closet, I'll call it, for the school district with kind of essentials for that. And then for families, not as big as the first responders and scholarships, but at Christmas and Thanksgiving, we, through Food Bank and Associated Charities, we provide turkeys, we do hams at Christmas. Women of the Moose annually, twice a year, also assist Associated Charities. They have their Christmas for Kids, and then they have the summer back to school fundraiser at the Ironworks, so we volunteer and help at that. And then with Women of the Moose, once a year, annually in April, we do a community donation and typically are able to block out funds to help Salvation Army, the YWCA, Love Inc., Food Bank, Associated Charities. So we do a big giveaway every April through Women of the Moose.
So there's a lot. And I was just scrolling through the Facebook page. If you're thinking, well, I'm looking for an organization that I can be a part of and know that my money is going to be used for things. Susan, there's just like post after post of great information that again connects the Moose with the community.
Absolutely, and volunteers are always needed. Come on in if you join. Don't be afraid to. You don't have to do everything. You see a lot of us that are super heavy, involved, running around doing a lot. But we could always use an extra hand. Maybe once in a while you're able to help serve at keep things full at the pancake breakfast, or you can pick and choose. We need every Wednesday night we have a meat raffle. If someone could just come in for an hour or two and help walk around, with that raffle. Always can use extra volunteers and hands, and it's a great organization. All the clubs in Titusville I belong to all the service clubs, but I guess I've found my hat or my antlers at the Moose Club.
Well, and you guys take part with I think take pride in the cleanup days. You're involved with the parade.
Right.
I mean, there's just a lot of great involvement there, right. And I think not all members, but there's some members that really enjoy that aspect of it, being involved. And
if you just want to have fun, we have karaoke every Friday.
Friday
night.
Well, I was going to ask you about the entertainment side of it. A lot of people are looking for great things to just be entertained by.
We have bands, at least one, sometimes two a month, local bands that we bring in from, actually quite a ways away. We had a band from Eastern Ohio in the last time, from New York, Erie. We have a lot of local bands that play, and like I said, our karaoke, we probably draw more people into our karaoke than any other lodge in our district, I think, because they know we do it every Friday night. So there's been people that come down from Northeast, Erie East Lodge, up from Franklin, knowing that we're going to have our karaoke every Friday night. There's a lot of people that really love to sing out there.
And it's been a popular thing amongst the whole Moose organization. In the past, they've had contests. So, you have your lodge contest, then those two compete against the district, then the state. And a few years back, we had a local Titusville person, Jay Robley, made it all the way to the international. So out of the whole United States, he was one of 12 competing in New Orleans.
Wow.
So it's a karaoke and the Moose kind of go hand in hand.
Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome. That's great. Randy, are you able to say what Susan's favorite song to sing is?
He probably is. He's a DJ.
I know. That's what I'm asking.
Yeah.
We will, someday we'll
She
get to
does
see him.
motorboating. I
Yeah,
know that.
pontoon.
Real quick, let's recap just over the next couple weeks. There's a lot going on. Great menu, breakfast, gun raffle.
Great everyday menu. The gun raffle, the Women of the Moose, the third Sunday, first Sunday coming up in April. Just a little teaser for April. We're doing a new spring and new items auction. I think that's April 12th, like the fire hall auctions. We're doing our first ever purse raffle at the end of April for Women of the Moose. And then I don't know,
We'll be having our cash bash.
Yeah, Cash Bash will be
in
coming
April,
up.
too.
And then we do an annual golf outing. I'll throw that out there
Okay.
for the golfers. That's every July.
Usually in July, yeah.
So
about tail end of July.
we have
That's
a lot
one
of
of our major fundraisers
Fun things to
too.
do, too. So
And you get community support sponsorships from businesses and so
Correct.
Yep,
yeah,
we do.
That's imperative that we get the community to support us on that. And again, what I usually do, I have a flyer that I go around, and I was just going to give you an overall total. As financial director, I know that we've contributed in 2024 roughly about $168,000 to local charities. So
wow.
and a lot of the people, especially businesses, I think we try and get it out there as much as we can in the public, but with the lack of a lot of media in this town, thank God for you.
Well, thanks.
But it's hard to get everything out there on the table, but
Yeah, there's a lot out there to
yeah.
pull from.
it gets around. People know the good that we do in town, and they're pretty eager to help us out with our golf tournament when time comes. So.
That's great. Randy, Susan, good
Thanks.
to have you on this morning. We'll have you back.
All right.
All right, thanks. Take care and all the best.